Boom, I got a new background. Holy crap. Oh, it's elevated. No, I'm just standing up because I'm too excited to sit down and do this sort of thing. I'm way too excited. I need to walk around. I need to do here. I need to go left. I need to go right. I need to, use my hands a lot more because it is Deadpool and Deadpool deserves our energy. So this is Deadpool. Deadpool is it stars Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson, who starts out as a mercenary who has a girlfriend named Vanessa, played by Marina Baccarin from Firefly, and they're going through this relationship. Just it's all fine and dandy until he's diagnosed with terminal cancer, and he goes a little insane trying to look for a cure. Goes to thinks about going to Mexico, thinks about going to bloody Utah and Ohio and Chechnya and all these kind of other places. And eventually this shady guy comes up and says, hey, we can cure you, but we're going to give you also abilities men have only dreamed of. We're going to make you a superhero. And he thinks, oh, wow, that sounds interesting. And he unfortunately leaves his girlfriend, goes to this place, and begins being tortured in a horrible way by the film's villain, Ajax. And that triggers his mutation, which is a super duper healing factor. Like, you think about Wolverine, how he's able to, heal from a bullet to the head. Well, Deadpool is able to cut off his own hand and grow it back. In the comics, which I really hope that we see in another movie, we didn't see it here, but in the comics, he actually got decapitated and was still able to grab his head and put it back on and heal it. We don't get that, but we get very close to that. There's a scene where where Deadpool encounters Colossus and tries to punch him, and he breaks both his hands and his leg, and he's walking around like, Oh my god, that was so great. Oh, I love that scene so much. It was so funny. And the comedy in this was witty, but it was also like really, really slapstick as well. So it had just that general, comedy, the broadness of comedy, which really worked. It made the whole experience entertaining. And that's what I wanted. This is a superhero movie that, knows it's a superhero movie. Deadpool talks to the audience. He breaks the fourth wall. He tells you all these other things. He makes so many references to Hugh Jackman and Wolverine and Ryan Reynolds' past experiences with superhero movies like Blade and Green Lantern and X-Men Origins Wolverine, all these other things. It makes all those references. But at the same time, it's also picking out different things that you would normally see in superhero movies. He goes up and gets the girl, and the bad guys are this, and the heroes are these guys, and saying like, how come there's only 2 X-Men? Maybe Fox didn't want to pay for another X-Men. Cheek, winky wink, cheek, tongue in cheek sort of stuff. And that's what it has, and it works. I was really afraid before going into Deadpool, seeing all the trailers and stuff like that. I was really sold, but I was still a little afraid that the comedy wouldn't land. There was going to be some scenes where people are going to go, what? But at the same time, this movie was sold out, big pack cinemas, and there was so many scenes which I thought were so funny, and I was so glad to hear everybody else cracking up laughing, and that was such a great experience. I love it when I'm watching a movie and I'm finding it and I'm loving it, I'm laughing with it, I'm, staying quiet in the serious moments, and all the audience is doing exactly the same thing, laughing in probably sometimes more than me at a lot of scenes, and I just loved seeing that. And Deadpool really, it's really bizarre. Trust me, it's so out there and wants to go into all these different places. There's a lot of gruesome scenes, people getting decapitated, limbs cut off, cut in half, bullets through the head, brains flying out. But it works. It works so well. It knows it's an R-rated movie, and it doesn't just make it serious violence, it makes it comedic. You're able to watch this and have so much fun in pretty much every scene in the movie. And at the same time, that sense of fun also worked with the dramatic scenes, which was a big surprise to me. The biggest surprise of this movie was how well they actually did some of the character drama. You have Wade Wilson and his girlfriend Vanessa, and all their scenes together in their relationship, going through, what people go through with relationships. It works. They have this great chemistry, the two actors, Ryan Reynolds and Marina Baccarin, they had this great chemistry with each other, and that's what I loved. I love seeing that in general in superhero movies. You have the hero, and you have his girlfriend, or his the woman that he loves, that he secretly loves, or can't tell her, all that sort of stuff. Sometimes it lands, sometimes it just doesn't, like Thor and Iron Man. But in Deadpool, it really worked, which is a great surprise, and it was a lot of it added to that entertainment side of things. I would have to say that the bad guy in it, Ajax, is very one note, which is very unfortunate. Maybe it was intentional to make him just this, big sort of dude who's like, I'm sadistic for no reason, and yeah, and I've got a psychic who can punch stuff, and you've seen it so many other times. It wasn't unenjoyable. It was just really obvious and kind of distracted me a bit. I would have to say some of the editing is a little. I know there's some scenes which keep going on. They're not comedy scenes that don't. There's a lot of comedy that lands in this. Maybe some of it doesn't work, but also there's other scenes which aren't comedic, which aren't dramatic, which are just kind of there and they keep going on. And I'm just like, can cut it there. Okay, it's still going. All right, that's fine. It's not a major flaw. I just wouldn't have to. I wouldn't say that it's, you know, an entirely perfect movie. No movie really is, but Deadpool has those sorts of flaws in it. It knows it has it, but it keeps pulling along. It keeps going forward and going into brave new territory. And I think we're going to see a lot more of these, you know, bolder superhero movies because Deadpool is going to be so successful. It's beloved. It's going to make trust me, it's going to make a lot of money. And I think that studios are going to realize, hey, they can actually get away with this. We can tell the, you know, PG-13 kids stories, but we can also tell this really edgy, gross, sometimes dark story that needs to be told. And that's essentially what it is. Deadpool is a story that needed to be told, and it was told very well. And I have to give Deadpool an 8 out of 10. So comment below what you thought about Deadpool. If you loved it, that's great. If you didn't, that's fine. Tell me what you think about it. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing lots more videos. So thank you all for watching.